girls for the most part.
Really?
Let me rescind that. But it does have that thing of like, okay, My Little Pony, it's a girl show using the big quotation marks.
Really big.
But it's definitely transcended into something a little bit different than that.
Yeah.
How do you guys feel about that?
I think it's incredible.
Yeah, I think
this is crazy.
This is great.
Yeah.
I think it's really the series has a really positive message behind it, and it's bringing people together. And
there's a place for everybody, right? That's what I think. What I take from it is that it is all a team. We're all parts. We're all elements of harmony. We're all parts of the great circle, and you know, and that there is a necessity for each and every one of us to be here and to work together. And I think if there was more of that message out there in general, as hokey as it sounds, I think it'd be a lot better place.
No, it makes sense.
You know?
What do you have to say, Andrea?
Well, I think, you know, today for me is sort of the first time I've had the chance to interact with everyone. And everyone is so kind, so positive, so wonderful to talk to. It's just been so enjoyable for me to meet all of you, and I think it's a wonderful thing, and I'm thankful to be here and to get the chance to meet you.
You guys are doing a good job then. You're obviously not scaring them. Yeah, aw. Hey, you. All right, so we, as said, they've got the whole bronies, all of us on this, just pretty much saturating the internet with tons of just pretty much adding things out there, music, art. You know, here's a good question for you. How long into, like, at what point did you find out that there was this momentum, this you know, brony movement, or you know, whatever you wish to call it?
I remember Jason coming into the studio and telling us, saying, "Oh, there's, you know, bronies. What's that?" Who's serious? And then, oh, you know, you've got all this whole fan base, and you know, there's all these comments on YouTube, etc. And we were like, oh, no idea.
That was exactly my answer, right?
yeah.
It was probably was it last summer? I guess
it was,
last spring,
end
summer.
of the first season, I think.
Yeah, whenever that was. But it was Jason, who's the co-creator, producer, God, writes, signs the paycheck. And he came in talking about this counterculture movement called bronies, and the message behind it. And at first, for me, I can only speak for myself, and I think I said this on an interview, my initial reaction was, what? What? But the more I interacted with the fan base, and the more I heard about the fan base, and there's a lot being written about y'all now, I think it's great. I think it's great. Why not? I mean, man, I wish more people would celebrate what they love and put it out there than hide in the shadows and all try and be the same bland piece of beige, you know?
Oh.
I think the impact of bronies first hit me when my bandmate Dave called me up, and he was like, Have you checked our YouTube site lately for Hey Ocean? And he's like, there's been like a bunch of comments about, you know, referring to My Little Ponies, and like, what the hell is going on? And I went to our YouTube channel quickly and kind of checked out some of the comments under the videos, being like, Applejack can sing, like Rainbow Dash has a band or whatever. And yeah, it was like all these, you know, comments coming from bronies or My Little Pony fans, and yeah, it was pretty crazy, like those worlds kind of meeting, and yeah, he was really confused as to as to what bronies were, but
now they know.
Yeah, now he knows.
They're fully aware, and you've had them show up at the concerts that you've had. I know that I've bought CDs. You should buy CDs. Hey, Ocean. Everyone, buy. They're on Amazon, at least one CD. So, iTunes. Yeah, iTunes. There you go.
Yeah, you can
but
go
so
to
you've come into contact in meet space in the real world with them at shows and other events.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Yes, they have.
Yes.
All right. Let's see. Did we get? All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, well, I've got a couple just quick
go
specific
for it.
questions, I guess. One thing is EFR did a interview with, well, actually we did one with Maddie Peters and then one with Michelle Krieber. And both of them, this is for you, Andrea, both of them told us that you were really good during recording at switching between Fluttershy and Pinkie Pie, like, instantly. And my question for you is that true? And secondly, if so, is that something you trained to do? Is that something you...
I paid them to say that.
Well, and the thing was that they both said that you even did that, say, during singing or whatever, that you were able to just switch right away, and they said it was seamless somehow. So I was
That's so nice of them to say that. What's that? Well, Fluttershy is really quiet and nice. And Pinkie Pie's
I believe...
Poor Nicole and Ashleigh, they're like, not that again.
That's why I walk into the studio with a bottle of Advil.
Sorry.
I think that's what we call proof positive.
Have another one?
Yeah, I got another...
Yeah, go for it.
And actually, this is for you, Ashleigh. They both also told us that, first of all, that they're huge Hey Ocean fans, if they haven't told you. They both made a big sing about that.
That's sweet.
My question is, when you sing for Hey Ocean and when you sing for My Little Pony, do you do it differently? And if so, have you ever found when you're singing for Hey Ocean that a little bit of Applejack seeps in a little bit?
Maybe if we were to record like a hoedown song or something.
I think you should record a hoedown song.
A pony hoedown. Yeah, I think I definitely try to sound differently from my normal singing voice when I sing for both characters. I mean, obviously a little bit of my own singing voice is gonna sneak in there, but yeah, I don't think I've ever noticed it sneaking in on stage.
Well, I'm not accusing.
Unless
I'm just asking.
we were doing like a Dolly Parton cover or something. But yeah, no, I try to keep it as separate as possible, and yeah, just do my best to stay true to the character and not let any, Hey Ocean sneak in there.
Well, and I got a follow-up question for you as well, which is, where did you develop the Southern accent from? Did you watch something, or did you just... Because when we asked Michelle Krieber this, she just said, "Oh, I just did it."
Just did it. Well, when they first asked me to audition, or when I first got the audition for both parts, yeah, I didn't really think I had a great Southern accent. It wasn't something I did very often, but I tried to make Applejack kind of a cross between like Miley Cyrus and Dolly Parton, sort of. And I listened to lots of Dolly, and she's got quite the Southern accent. So yeah, it was just kind of listening. I think I'm very ear trained. Like I just hear something and I try and pick it up as well as I can. So yeah, it was just a lot of listening to Dolly interviews. What did she say? It costs a lot to look this cheap. That's one of her sayings. But yeah, I don't think I'm like right on with it, but yeah, it's a really fun character to play for sure.
As a native Southern, you do a good job.
Okay,
yeah.
Thank you very much, sir.
You do a pretty good job on that. One thing I've noticed, and this was just in one of the behind-the-scenes videos that I caught, and you've kind of alluded to it a little bit as well. It sounds like that opposed to in some environments where the voiceover action all happens, you go into your booth, you do your lines, you pop back out, that's your day. it sounds like by the way that they have their setup, you guys are all in the room together, you know, just interacting and being able to kind of gauge off of your reactions. How do you feel that? Do you feel that a lot of that like energy comes across on the show, and like does that make the entire process a lot better?
Oh yeah, yeah. We feed off of each other so much in the studio.
Yeah, I mean, Tara's in LA. Unfortunately, she's not with us up in Vancouver. But for the most part, yeah, we're all in the room at the same time and feed off of each other and try hard not to laugh at each other at the double entendres that Tabitha always brings up in the script.
But yeah, it's definitely it's a lot different than like, for example, doing Japanimation stuff, because you're in a room with headphones on listening to beeps, and it's dark and scary and you're alone. But these series they're so much fun. There's so many. Like I think I look forward to it every week.
I look forward to Tabitha also brings in cookies every week.
She
So
does.
that's really great.
Oh,
Tabitha plays Rarity for those of you who don't. Yeah. Oh, okay.
I don't know.
yeah. I think there's a lot of Tabitha fans because they're just the points where Rarity just decided, or Tabitha decides just to go ahead and just sink in that character and really just own her role.
Yeah.
Oh, so good. She is so good at that.
It's amazing.
Just
And her Granny Smith is unbelievable. I can't do Granny Smith. That's untouchable. She's
if they want to go ahead and break down into voices later, we can do that, but that's dependent on all of what they want to do. Yeah, but I think first we'll do that before it all turns into Monkey Town. Just to be gentle on them. You have something?
Well, I was going to say, when you were talking about, the difference in how the show is recorded, one thing I saw when I was looking at some of the production photos was that occasionally, especially for the singing, they'll record in kind of, relatively unusual places. I saw one where they were recording for at the gala, and they were in a large room with a big brick wall. When we were talking to Maddie Peters on EFR, she said that she recorded her Cutie Mark Crusaders song in somebody's house. So I was just curious, when you're recording for My Little Pony, is it different in terms of the venue than the other projects that you've worked on, like for you, all three of you?
No, we did some of the singing at Daniel Ingram's friend's studio, I think it was, at the beginning, but now we're doing everything at Studio B. So all of the singing and then the episodes are all recorded at the same space. So, yeah.
Do you do the singing and the voice work at separate sessions then? I mean, is there a special time set aside then for the musical side of it?
Yeah, we usually do it before the session, just to wear us down. And then we have the song stuck in our head, like, forever. Winter wrap-up, winter wrap-up.
You better be careful with that. That's some ammunition you can use.
Well, and that
You'll get this. I don't even want to give them the ammunition to start shooting it back, so they'll do it.
Well, when that song reminds me, I was going to ask, do any of you listen to any of, say, the Brony musicians' remixes of the songs? Have you heard what they've done with your voices?
And they're all good.
Because there are quite a few out there.
Yeah.
I have to be honest, I have not listened to all of it. I've seen some of it. There's a lot. Like,